In this video, I'm rolling with Shihan again. He's a blue belt at the academy. We have several rounds under our belts already. He's a new blue belt, but don't hold that against him. And I think he's been training a couple of years. It's funny how after you've been training for a while, you know, if somebody says they've been training, 4 years, 2 years, it's like nothing to you. But I remember when I first started how slow time seemed to pass. Deceptively slow, dare I say. So there I was just making sure the sound was on. There's something wrong with the microphone connection. So even though I double checked it and thought it was on, it's still not on. It mysteriously turns on halfway through the... So there's my butterfly sweep. As you could see, what were the elements? Controlling the arm so he can't base and kicking him over with the opposing leg, with the opposite butterfly hook. Here I play on my side. I do this quite a bit because I'm looking for the Kimura. It puts me right in position for the Kimura. So I keep going for it all the time. But when he brings his other hand back to kind of rescue, so he could fight 2-on-1, then I arm drag. So when he brings his left arm back, I'll arm drag his left arm. Because eventually he's going to get tired of this angle and he's going to start to move that arm away from me. And when he does that, he's going to put his left arm right there. It's starting to happen. So now I'm starting to swim behind his left arm. So no matter which way he goes, it gives me something. Some might call that a dilemma. So there I was threatening with a choke. It's not a real choke. It might be. I just don't know how to finish it. It's more annoying and distracting than anything. So this is a 26-minute round. So I went from 8 minutes to 12 minutes. Now I'm up at 26 minutes. And I felt like I could have kept going, but I wanted to roll with at least a couple of other people. So here he's standing on my leg, Kairatolo style. And we're reset. See how he's trying to pull my leg across, but I have my left foot hooked on his ankle? It prevents him from dragging me across. I'm anchored. And I just explained that to him. So again, as you can see, I'm on my side. I'm looking for that arm drag. He's got to give me something. In my mind, I'm still warming up. Feeling out, warming up. Creating a dilemma. See, I'm baiting him. I want him to put that other arm in. Or, if I scoot out enough, I'll get that right butterfly hook and I'll sweep him to his right. So he's trying to stay low. He knows this is coming. As you can see, I'm playing very relaxed. I don't know if we thought about how long this was going to be. But it's open mat, and the clock just keeps going. So that was almost my tripod sweep. He did a good job avoiding it. But as you could see, I'm on my left side again, and I'm playing that kind of open guard. Because if I sit straight up like this, I'm giving him two sides to pass on. When I'm on my side, I'm giving him one side. So there I just swept him over by getting him in an arm drag position, and instead of dragging the arm, just pushing that arm with the 2-on-1 control into his torso, which is what knocked him back. And I've done that a couple of times recently in the videos, so I'm starting to realize that's something I do. In Buddhism, they talk a lot about getting to know yourself because it helps lead to everything else. And in jiu-jitsu, I feel like I didn't really know myself till I started making these videos. I was recording myself since 2014, so I had a little idea, but I wasn't analyzing it and conveying it. So here he's trying to pull me into something, but I'm defending. I have his leg wrapped, so it makes it hard for him to stand up. You see I have my left arm under his leg. See, he tried to stand up. I just pushed him down. That's the reflection from a car windshield in my face, by the way. I know that's a little blown out. The car's parked facing the window. So there he climbed his guard up my back a little bit, and I think I gave him credit for that because it's something I've been stressing. So here I'm noticing again, and I just showed this with someone else, that if I'm winning the grip fighting and you want to break my grip, you can't break my grip and leave your hand where I can grab it. So you have to break my grip and pull your arm back up over your head. Then I can't hold on to it. If I continue to hold on to your wrist after you pull it up over your head, my posture will be broken and it's Triangle City. So here I'm giving him a little mid-roll lesson. And I've stressed this before. You give somebody a couple of pointers when they count. It's so much better than showing them a random move. So I've been working on my ankle locks and my aoki and straight ankle. So I'm just trying to see if I could get the tap like this. I know that I have to slide into some type of leg entanglement, but I'm being super experimental. There's so much subtlety to the ankle lock. I really fell in love with it lately. I mean, you could submit somebody with one hand. I mean, it's such an effective tool if you know how to use it. But in the beginning, I felt like I couldn't finish it, and I used to like strain with my arm, and when you get it right, it's just like anything else. So here I flattened him, and I'm on the side of his leg. See, when I'm on the side of his leg, that's the leg drag position. He was able to recover his guard there, which was good on him. The leg drag position is very powerful. Anytime you can flatten somebody's leg to their other leg, that's going to kill their guard. So here I'm putting my hand, I'm stapling it, and I'm flattening one leg to the other with my shoulder. He's like pushing off on my head with his elbow. So here I flattened until I got his hook off. Again, being a little bit experimental. He knows this whole time that there's a threat of some type of leg attack. And I love that about the leg attack game. Because if people feel that you have a leg attack, it's going to leave their guard more vulnerable. Their mind is going to be distracted by what you could do with the sneaky leg entanglement. So here I'm kind of giving him my posture. I want to see what he's going to do. I'm not even fighting it. See how he's grabbing my wrist? How I keep my elbow close to my body? See, I'm not even doing anything, and it's like I become a statue. Again, I'm letting him get 2-on-1. I never let someone get 2-on-1 wrist control if I'm serious. Not to say that I'm not being serious, but I know with my elbow next to my body, it's not going to be too effective for him. Now I'm right back on the foot. I'm making him think about that. But I knew I didn't have it, and I don't want to yank on it. I want to get it perfect. It's now going to the other side. Again, more as a distraction. If I really wanted to try to finish, I would bring my legs in. But in my mind, I'm trying to link the possible foot entries into my guard passing. So here he's trying to do a hip bump sweep, which isn't a bad idea. But as you could see, I was able to stop it by cupping his elbow with my right hand. Also, when you do the hip bump sweep, first you want to pull your opponent down, your partner down. You want to make them feel like you're pulling them down so they pull away. And when they pull away, then you hip bump sweep. So it's something that needs to be done with timing. See here, I went right to the leg hook because I didn't want him to stand up. But then when he slid away and he was obviously playing a guard, I was able to let go of it. See, so again, trying to pass with as little effort as possible. There, I even threatened a quick transitional heel hook. So there he got his guard back. We're going to reset in the middle. We're 12 and a half minutes in. So I love the idea of these longer rolls because what I find is you go through patterns with somebody and you might revisit these patterns 3 or 4 times because that's what he'll do if you do this, and if you do that, that's what you'll do. And it's a circuit. So what happens is if you complete the circuit over and over, you start to come up with creative answers to that specific issue. Instead of rolling with somebody for 4 or 5 minutes, you barely know what they're doing. A 26-minute round, you're going to know deeply what somebody likes to do. And I think it really helps both people. He keeps a good pace. I don't know if it shows in the video. He's definitely not the type of person that ever relaxes or likes to settle in the bottom position. As a matter of fact, I think that his escapes are his strong point. His guard, his escapes. He's hard to hold down. He's slithery. You know, I outweigh him probably by 20 pounds, maybe 25 pounds, depending on how big the turkey dinner was. Turkey once a year is good enough for me, by the way. So here I'm doing like a pressure style pass, like a relentless. I kind of got this from Gordon Ryan. Not the pass, but the concept of just relentlessly leaning on somebody, tiring out their legs, to letting them carry you. So even if they get their guard back, they paid in energy. Because his thighs are pinned together also, which isn't going to help his situation. But when you can, try longer rounds. Try a 12-minute round. Go into a round knowing it's going to be 26 minutes. Setting a pace that you think you can handle. And tell me it's not beneficial. So here again, I'm letting him grab that right arm. I'm starting to get his leg in another Ashigarami threat. Also, it prevents him from getting up. Because even if somebody's a guard player, if you let all pressure off in no-gi, they'll probably stand up. Now we're back to wrist fighting. I'm really good, on my knees in this position because I could charge in and wrestle up, or if he was to push me back, I can roll back easily over my feet. I know a lot of people say, oh, you can't be on your knees, or, you can blow out your knee, but I'm very flexible this way. I can be pushed straight back and it's not going to bother me. Now, there was a time that, I had a little MCL tear from something like that, but I had come back from training I was off for a while. And I wasn't conditioned at all, so I didn't have the same flexibility that I thought I had. But I've been pretty consistent these last years. Through thick and thin, even through COVID. We were training in a school with the windows covered. So here again, a pressure style pass, looking to smash his thighs together. So now what I'm thinking, or at least that's what I think I'm thinking, is about sliding into a real leg attack off of this failed guard pass. So I have I guess it's called like a shadow hook. I forget what the name of it is, on the inside. And on the outside, I'm going to put my foot on his hip and finish instantly. Oh, maybe not so instant. Oh, there it is. That's what I mean about a footlock. If I do a footlock, I want to catch it clean, where I'm not leaning back. I'm not pulling on the guy's leg, pulling his leg off. It should be a subtle, tight fit. By the time you lean back a little bit, he's already tapping. And that comes with putting your feet 1 foot on the waist, or having a shadow hook that you can push off of. Then you hip up using that connection, and it's an instant tap. For me, heel hooks will be the final frontier. There's a lot more technicality, but I'm starting to see it. So here, I'm pressuring him a little bit. I'm warmed up. We've been rolling for 18 minutes. Almost 19. I'm looking to press my knee to the mat here, which I did. Plus, I have the underhook on the other side. It makes the pass pretty inevitable. Now, again, if he was to roll with a lot of you, he's a great escape artist. Because if he could escape on me, I'm pretty impressed with, how many times he's done it. So here I'm in side control. He tried to do like a double frame and come up. And I just flattened him. I went more to the top of his torso, which is always dangerous because he brings his legs in. He's an inverter, even though you really haven't seen it in our roll. If you watch him with anyone else, it happens quite often. Hussein is great at inverting, black belt Hussein, but I can't stop it when he does it. But it made my ability to shut it down a lot better on people that aren't as good as him. So here I'm sitting behind him. I think a lot of you have seen this position lately. I basically want him to sit up. So I'm not in side control. I'm not on his back. I'm giving him the option. He can sit up if he wants to. I'm taking weight off him. There he did a good job. He made his back, he arched his back, and he spun into me. So there I was able to take him off his base very easily. Past the guard. We're 21 minutes in. I'm not killing him there. Also, if you noticed, I wasn't really like pushing my knee through his sternum or anything like that. It was a controlling shin across the waist. It doesn't really hurt. Because I know from there, I pretty much have mount. Even if he turns away to avoid it. But here I let him turn away. I'm trying to cup his arm and pick him up. But he's really staying heavy to the mat. He's doing a great job of defending it. There's a step over arm bar. He knows about that. Let me know in the comments if you like these longer rounds. So I love this position lately. So I was looking to step over his arm and then take the Americana when he defended, but he saw it coming, and he's surprisingly strong for his size. If he was an old lady, that would have definitely worked. That's a joke, but at the same time, there are a lot of false positives that you get in jiu-jitsu. So you do things on lesser guys that work, and then when you try it on a harder opponent, you realize it was like not as effective as you thought. There he did the armpit escape a la Marcelo Garcia, but I ran right back around and past his guard. And the reason why I'm doing this is I haven't really given him the business since we've been rolling, and I wanted to push him a little bit. He's a blue belt, he's good. And I like playing the even tit-for-tat game, but at the same time, I wanted to show him, not only him and myself, that later into a round like this, I could keep going. But if you notice, he keeps escaping, which is forcing me to pass his guard again, which is forced work on my part. So good for him. But at the same time, it shows that if you move only when you need to, you can last a lot longer. Plus, it's safer. Again, we're in this position. I'm trying to pick him up. He's staying as hard flat as he can. Now, if this was a real fight, I could drop a few punches into his face, and then he'll sit up out of panic, and then I'll tap him out for the rear naked choke. Because he can afford to lay here right now. He's not worried about a 12-6 elbow coming down on his face. He's very squirmy. There, he did a good job of almost getting out. But I'm hooking his leg in like a wrestling-style pin and turning him back to that position. I usually control under the arms and try to pull him up. Here I'm pushing his legs down so he doesn't invert and get his guard back. And I'm kind of sitting on his head. But not enough where he can't get out. I'm giving him a road out. I'm giving him away. But he won't take it. So here I'm keeping his elbow off the mat there, because that prevents him from bridging. There again, he was able to escape with the spin, a spinning style escape. He's flexible. He can get his legs close to his body, his knees close to his body, and make himself into a little ball. So we're almost 26 minutes in. Again, leave a comment if you want to see more videos of this length, or is 26 minutes too long for you? But if you find value in my content, you want to help support the channel, I have a X-Marshall link in the description. Anything you buy through that link is 15% off with code Jits over 50, or you could just buy me a coffee. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you.